Hi guys, and welcome back to It Is What It Is.
For those new listeners, I'm Polly.
I'm Aoibheann.
And I'm Rachel. On this week's episode, we are going to be talking about all things from lockdown routines, throwbacks, and how we are trying to beat the lockdown blues.
We are honestly so happy that you're loving listening to the podcasts every week. It's keeping us motivated to keep going.
We say it every week, but we hope you really enjoyed today's episode, and again, send us through any feedback you may have or any topics you want us to cover. Just let us know.
We put out a post this week, and one thing that really stood out to us was just how many of you are struggling with the current lockdown. You know, people have said that they know what to expect this time round and it scares them. We've even seen celebrities and influencers take to social media to outline their struggles. Some talked about the struggles of homeschooling their kids, whilst others talked about how they're positively getting through the lockdown. But one thing that really stood out to me was just how many celebrities and influencers and normal everyday people were talking about how they were feeling low. One comment I saw that stood out for me was from YouTuber Molly May Haig. Now, Molly took to Instagram during the week and just outlined how she was feeling. You know, she didn't want to get out of bed because she felt like there was nothing to do and nowhere to go. Maybe you've been feeling like this, you know, maybe you're frustrated, maybe you're isolated, lonely. If you're feeling low and you want to take a day to yourself, do it. If that works for you, do it. In order to appreciate the good, we have to have the bad. We're also in no way experts on the subject of mental health, and we're not claiming to be, but we will try our best to share our experience on things, and we'll discuss how we deal with these issues. You know, we'll also be very open about things that, you know, may trouble us, just in the hopes that maybe somebody listening will take from it a positive.
Yeah, we are definitely not professionals in any way. So we will share numbers to support groups on our social media platforms, so that you guys may wish to use only if you want to, if you're feeling like talking to someone, and you just want to reach out to a professional maybe.
I actually seen a post the other day that really helped me. It was a post listing feelings that are normal during lockdown. So it's maybe you have lack of motivation and energy. You're forgetting to text people back, which I know I'm a culprit for.
We all have at some point felt isolated. We've, you know, maybe not text somebody back, and it's not because we haven't wanted to, it's just because, you know, it's just how you're feeling at the time.
Yeah.
Everything just doesn't feel normal at the minute, I feel.
You nearly isolate yourself a little bit as well. Not on purpose, but I think sometimes like I just kind of become a little bit of a hermit and just want to be in.
Yeah. And when there's nothing really to talk about, you know, there's not really like, oh, what have you been up to? What are you doing this weekend? You know, you don't really have any crack to share with your friends or to tell them about. So you just sort of like, well, what's the point of texting or phoning?
You literally just lose motivation for simple things like texting people back.
Yeah. And that's okay. And you know what? We talked about this also. The main focus for us to get through anything in this lockdown was like building up a routine of some description.
Yeah.
So girls, lockdown routines, have you got one yet?
Well, I feel like this is the first week that we've actually had a routine, because first week it was Christmas and the second week it was New Year's. So I feel this is the first week that we've sort of got into like a wee bit of a routine. You know, there's nothing really ahead of us or to look forward to. So I have been trying this week. So Max's family are big believers in going for dips in the sea, and I would be quite good like in the summer or in the spring, but come the winter it's kind of hard. But no, this week I went in for a sea dip for the first time in a long time, and oh my god, gals, it was cold.
Oh my gosh,
but it makes you feel, you have to try it, like it makes you feel so much better after. Like I know
I can imagine
if you listeners could see Rachel,
listening to you,
if you could see Rachel and Aoibheann's faces right now.
Honestly, I find it hard going out to the black bin, never mind.
Literally.
So that is one thing that I'm going to try and keep in a routine. So I've only gone once, guys. Give me a chance. I'm going to keep that up, hopefully. I love cooking. I love doing adventurous things that I've never tried before, that I've never cooked before. So I don't complain about having this extra time whenever it comes to cooking, because that's just, I sort of like zone out whenever I'm cooking. I just, you know, takes me to a different place for a couple of hours. And also at the minute I love because, you know, whenever you're working and you've got so many things on, you neglect your skin, you neglect your hair, you neglect,
Yeah.
you know, your everything. So I love the fact that we actually have time for like skin routine.
Exactly.
I have not looked after my skin this long in ages.
Yeah, I'm the same, Holly. Actually, I've invested in loads of new skincare and it hasn't came yet, but I am looking forward to it coming.
Oh, that's the most exciting package.
I know. I'm very excited.
Aoibheann, what about you? What routines have you been keeping up with?
Well, my main one as well was getting back into a workout routine. So I have been going walks. I was actually a walk this morning in the snow, which was really nice. And also just taking part in Aaron's online classes. He's always got me to do it, but I just never thought I'd actually enjoy workouts at home in the house. I don't know why I didn't think I would, but they're actually really fun and really beneficial and definitely helping my mental health a lot as well. It's also motivated me to another aspects of life, like starting up my YouTube channel again, getting back into that. And a goal as well during this lockdown was also to get back into doing some makeup looks. Although I do think I need to start or get new makeup because I haven't bought makeup in so long, like good new makeup. So once I do that, I think I'll get back into my makeup looks again, hopefully. We'll see.
I'm excited for that.
I know, I'm excited for that too, for sure. And I think it's important to mention that routines don't have to be like regimented. They can be something as simple as just what we've been talking about. For me, it was writing down lists of tasks that I wanted to achieve over a period of time. Because we had talked about like the little things making the biggest difference last week in our New Year's resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to you girls about how I wanted to get fitter. So I have been trying to get into that too. I started on Sunday by writing down all my weekly goals. I wrote them down in a diary and I put in days, certain times that I wanted to get things done. And, you know, even just doing that, like writing down the things that I wanted to achieve, just felt like a weight off my shoulders.
Yep.
You know, whenever you finish an assignment and you like close all the tabs, it just felt like I was doing that in my head.
See, I think before you write things down in your head, it seems like so overwhelming, like you have to do so much. Then when you write it down, you're like, it's doable, like that's achievable, it's fine.
100%. So I've got myself into a routine of doing that. So every Sunday night, well, it's only been one Sunday, but I did sit down, wrote everything down that I want to achieve, when I want to achieve them. And I've been ticking them off every day of the week. And it's actually really good. It's like worked well for me.
What were your goals?
So the goals that I put down, I put 5 goals for the week. So they were like general goals. So I wanted to get up early and go to bed at a reasonable time each day because my sleeping routine was up the left. I wanted to make sure that I stuck to the workout classes because I signed up to do like an online class as well, even so it was like home workouts. And I've been sticking to that as well, so that's been really good. Put that down. Also wrote down that I wanted to stick to eating my 3 meals a day and sticking to my calorie count. And this for me, like I have no knowledge of nutrition, but whenever you're actually looking at what you're eating and you're eating right, I'm like so full every day from eating well.
Yeah,
it's funny because I'm not like grazing or anything like that.
Yeah.
And also wanted to make sure I got my 10,000 steps in and drank 2 liters of water a day. That was all fitness based and like all sort of like lifestyle.
That's big goals.
That is big goals.
But like it's funny, isn't it? Because those are the things you're told to work towards.
Yeah.
And like on paper, I'm like, oh yeah, like sure, I'll do that. But when you actually have to hold yourself accountable by writing them down and ticking them off, I found that I was doing it because I was like, I have to tick that off.
Yeah.
You know, I want to tick that off. And you feel such a sense of achievement after you do that.
I've never been one for writing things down or ticking them off, but I do see a lot of people trying it.
Yeah.
So I must give it a go and see how I feel.
I got a diary bought to me from a colleague for Christmas, which was really sweet. And it's really good. It's like giant. It's got all the months, and then at the beginning of each month, it's the goals you want to achieve for that month. And then like it says with work wise, fitness wise, and like loads of different sections. And I was like, I would never really be one to do that either, Holly. So I just thought, well, I've got this, I might give it a go. And I really like, now I'm a diary person. I love diaries.
There you go.
Yeah. It's just like a way of like giving your brain a bit of space, and you don't feel like I don't feel like anxious, like I'm going to forget something. And if I do forget something, it might be something that's just came up. But for the week, I know what's coming. You know what? If you're listening to this week, get a pen and a bit of paper, write down all the things that make you happy. It can be anything, lighting a candle, doing your tan, meeting up with family and friends, anything, having a glass of wine, write them down. And if you are having a down day, look back at what you've said and do one of them things. So yeah. Also, I was thinking, I know this is a kind of an off one, but I am going to try and get back into reading. So I'm going to do 5 pages a day, and I've stuck to it for this week. I know it isn't even doesn't seem like that much, but I just put it off. So, since being at uni, reading a book for enjoyment just stresses me out.
I know.
Just
me and
can't
Aaron
get into
said that we were going to read 10 pages every night. That was our New Year's resolution, and we still haven't done it. Even last night we were watching the rest of The Queen's Gambit, and I was like, well, we turn this off and read our 10 pages, and we were both so tired that we just ended up going to sleep.
I know. But even stick to 5. Do 5 pages
Yeah.
every night, and just see even the peace and quiet. Even if you aren't together, even if you just take 5 minutes or whatever away from each other just to do it,
Yeah.
you feel so much better.
Yeah.
Just being silent.
I bought 2 new books in our second lockdown, and I haven't even picked them up yet.
Oh god.
Right, that
How
is our
bad is that?
task.
But I know that I'm not like a 5-page reader. I know as soon as I open a book, I will not put it down, and I will do nothing else.
Oh, I'm not like
Yeah,
that.
well,
I find it so hard to concentrate in books.
But maybe that's why you should set the target for the opposite reason, Halls. 5 minutes or 5 pages of your book. 5 books a minute, guys. No.
Yeah, I'm a genius.
And we've talked so much about how small steps are definitely key, and everything we've just said there may sound, if the listeners are listening, they might be like, what are those girls going on about? But for us, it's the small things. Maybe it's the same for you guys. We just like the idea of being able to just unwind. What kind of things do you girls do to actually relax?
Like I said, I do isolate myself a little bit, but sometimes I just need to escape from everybody and go in my room. My room's like my little sanctuary, light a candle. I just love my bedroom, and I have my TV, and I love just watching YouTube and Netflix just to unwind.
In this lockdown, I want to come off my phone a little bit more. So I want to come off social media. I just want to put my phone down. I know, Aoibheann, you're really good at just putting your phone down and then forgetting about it for hours. But I feel like it's my left arm. I'm constantly on my phone. I don't know, but that's just one thing that I want to hopefully get out of routine, is always having my phone beside me. So I want that, because I just feel like that relaxes you whenever you don't have any distractions. Your phone isn't buzzing,
That for you, Holly, that's probably comes from the fact that you and your own business, you are you're always there, you're always replying, you've got such great customer service. So for you want to always make sure that you're on the ball to your customers or your clients.
That's the only thing about having your own little business, is that you just don't ever stop. You just don't end at 5 o'clock on your holidays. You don't really relax, because you're constantly if someone's messaging you're dying to reply.
But just like you have hours that you work, you also have to have hours that you don't work, and that's for everybody listening that is working from home at the minute. I know it's a hard work-life balance and stuff, but you do need to just take, even if it is, Holly, an hour that you're going to put your phone down. If if people don't get a reply, even explain to them, just be the next time you see them, oh, sorry, I'm just taking a couple of minutes to myself, or an hour to myself. So if I don't reply, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And people understand. People are understanding. I think we overthink how understanding people can be.
But I'm really bad at replying to messages, because even if I go to the shop, I put my phone in between in the little drink bit, and I lift my bags and leave my phone in the car every time. And then I'm like, I can't be bothered going out and getting it, so I leave it out there for hours. And it's really bad, because then I don't reply to messages. My mum's ringing me, everyone, and I'm just not answering to anyone. But it is nice.
That's class though. You've got it right.
I know.
We could just mix you and us together.
It's bad though, because then you do have a few pissed off people when you find your phone.
For me to relax, I just think there's nothing better than getting into a big bubble bath. I know it's kind of controversial though, because not everybody likes a bath, but for me, I just love getting into a bath with a face mask and being able to just lock the door.
Do you know what, Rachel? It's weird, because I was never liked baths. I find them so boring, and my mum actually recently got rid of our bath and I didn't care because I never used it. Me and Aaron don't have a bath here, and now I'm craving one, and I don't even have a bath to have one.
It's just like what you've lost.
I know, I get that, because you have the choice of like having a shower or a bath, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I love the choice, you know. Sometimes, like most of the time, I'm always for a shower because it's just like quick and easy.
It's easy.
But sometimes whenever you have the time and like, you know, you've had a little lush bath bomb as a present and you're like, ooh, I fancy a wee bath, a wee glass of wine, get the laptop up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
It is definitely a novelty. Like, you wouldn't go to the bath, like, I wouldn't go to the bath every evening or anything like that, but I do love just taking that time, because it is like, you do have to, once you run the bath and you're in it, you're not just going to spend 2 minutes there, you have to actually sit in it for a minute. So it just kind of takes you out of the equation.
Even
for a
if
bit.
you're having, it's so warm, you're having like a hot flush and it's like you're sweating, you're like, no, I'm going to stay in this bath because it has to be half an hour.
Yep. I'm going half an hour and then I'll go to the shower. But you know what else, girls? There is definitely, talking about water, there is definitely something in the water at the minute. I don't know if you've seen it, but there have been so many baby announcements this week.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, we had Laura Whitmore, Miss Hinch, Binky from Made in Chelsea, Elle Darby. They all took to Instagram over the last week to make their announcements. And personally, I can't help but feel happy for people whenever they hit milestones and make those big announcements.
I agree. I love keeping up with pregnancy journeys. I always have. Like, if there's a YouTuber who's pregnant, I'm like watching that whole journey. I don't know why, I just love it. Desi Perkins was my absolute favourite of all time. I cried at every episode. Did you see?
That was so emotional for her, because she was going through the whole
IVF?
Yeah, so that was like a really emotional journey, and you knew that she was trying for so long.
Yeah.
So that was like, remember the video where she found out that she was pregnant? Oh my God.
I was literally like sobbing.
I know. That was emotional times. I feel like the whole world was watching her.
Honestly.
Like, come on, please be pregnant, please be pregnant.
Oh, I'm so happy for her now though.
And Holly, like, you just got married, so no doubt this has been the question on everyone's lips to you.
There is such a big stigma around, as soon as you get married, that you have to have a baby. Like, and there's nothing worse than whenever someone says, you know, as soon as you get married, everyone's like, oh, you'll be having a baby soon, you'll be next, oh, when are you starting the family? And that is like, how do you answer that?
I think that's quite not a rude question, but I wouldn't.
It's so personal.
It is personal, isn't it? I wouldn't ask anyone that, because you don't know what they're going through yet.
I know, it's a strange like question to answer. And I'm just like, nah, I'm chill. I want to be married for a few years. I'm okay with just me and Max, you know.
Yeah.
That's my answer. But I'm sure you girls get like the same as well for being in like long-term relationships. Yeah. People are probably like, when are you getting engaged? When are you getting married? It's just like life.
There's like, there is an invisible clock that society has invented. I don't care what anybody says. We always talk about it like, we're 25, 24, like, you know, we're at the stage 27 that everybody's I didn't want to say your age because I know I don't.
I'm just 27 and on a month.
Oh my god, you're new to the whole 27 thing. But people, the first question is like, oh, are you going to do this, you're going to do that, and you just think to yourself, okay, before COVID that was a pressure. Now COVID's happened, it's like, would you give me time? Whenever COVID finishes and we're told we're allowed to travel, however many months or years it's been, we get them back.
Exactly.
I don't care what anybody says, we get them back.
I'm so lucky though. My family and Aaron's family have never ever like put us under pressure. My mum is very much, and so is Aaron's mum, very much go travel the world and, you know, see the world before you think about marriage, or if you have the money there to get married, use that to go traveling first. They see that as a priority before getting married. So I've never felt really any pressure, thankfully, in that.
Like for me it's never been family, it's more like whenever you meet people.
It's just it's more random people that ask you the questions. It's not my family or friends. It's random people that ask you, and I'm like, whoa,
which is shocking, isn't it, Holly? It is, because for me it was never like a family thing. Like my family would have never put the pressure, but it is randomers that you would think, why on earth?
It's none of your business.
Asking a question like that can be so. It's not something you should be asking people.
But don't get me wrong. Like I don't like, obviously if it was you two, like whenever it's your friends, your best friends, your mom, you can be like, I can say to Rachel, so right, when are you getting married? Come on, let me know. It's okay whenever it's your,
and I'm like, to you, I want to be
friends.
And I'm like, I want to be an auntie already, Holly.
Yeah.
Hello. Any danger?
Of course.
We can all cope with your best friends or, your mum asking you. That's absolutely fine.
Yes. But you know what else, Holly? Talking about marriages and talking about babies. I know this one will devastate you. Kim and Kanye.
Oh,
Kimye
I
are no
know,
more.
are over. I know. I got it about that. I have been watching the Kardashians like from the get go. And do you guys remember, like in the Kardashians, Kim and Kanye always having that little flirt,
Yeah.
I know.
And then they've always been like in relationships and stuff, so they can never like ever truly be together. And then they finally are, but no,
It just doesn't work.
I know they definitely give like the modern day fairy tale, and it is only speculation. They've said that Kim's opened up about Kanye's mental health and how she's been struggling with that and stuff, but I don't know. I just kind of holding out hope. I love them
Although
together.
they have been living separate lives for a while now though, so I can't say I'm too shocked.
I know.
Yeah.
I have seen a little bit of gossip. I don't think this gossip is true, but it's funny. So they were saying that Kim, or no, not Kim, Kanye was having an affair, and he's been seeing a beauty guru with nails, and Kanye has moved to Waikome. I don't know how to pronounce it. Waikome.
I think it's Wyoming.
Oh, Wyoming. That's it. Wyoming. Yeah. And also Jeffree Star has moved to Wyoming.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So there's been
Drama.
speculation that these two have been having a little secret affair. I don't.
Jeffree Star is getting the guys.
He's getting the hotties.
Oh my gosh.
You think Kanye West is hot? Well, we know you think he is hot.
No, but yeah, I don't. But his previous boyfriend was like really hot, was he not?
Yeah,
this was Jeffree's previous boyfriend.
But if you were going out with Kim Kardashian's ex-husband, I'll take
that.
Well,
that's true. Although I do not want to be on the wrong side of the Kardashians.
No, that's true.
Nah.
Please be my best friend.
Yeah.
Girls, we have covered some content in that first part of the episode, and I saw a quote that I think sums up that little segment perfectly. And the quote reads, "You're on no one's journey but your own. Pace yourself and live your life the way you want to. Don't let someone else's idea of success make you feel like you've chosen the wrong path. Your journey may look different to everyone else's, but it's yours." So a few weeks ago we put out a poll. I know, here I go again with the polls, but we did because we love to hear from you guys, and we asked what topics you wanted us to cover, and lots of you said that you wanted to get to know us better individually. As you know, we done this with Halls a couple of weeks ago, so this week, Aoibheann, it's your turn.
Yay.
And the listeners want to know, what scares you about being on Insta, podcast / YouTube?
Well, the obvious answer would be worrying about what other people think. Sometimes I worry about it so much that I end up like portraying myself as someone different because I stop myself from being myself, and then I don't like it and it puts me off, and I probably overthink it all in my head, but I find that particularly with YouTube, probably because I'm working with myself. Like on here I feel a bit more comfortable because I'm with you girls and I feel like I can be more myself, but and then there's also a camera in your face, but I don't know, definitely probably worrying about what other people thinking and then not really being myself.
You're very exposed on YouTube, it's your personality, it's your face, it's what you're wearing, there's so much on YouTube, whereas this podcast, it's just our voices.
Exactly, that's very true.
So someone else asks, dream holiday destination.
Well, this is a tricky one because I wanted to see everywhere and I found it really hard to pick one. But and I just want to get to know like loads of different cultures, and that really was our plan this year, to go traveling, but obviously COVID happened. So South Africa has always been appealing to me though, and then obviously Maldives because it's the Maldives.
Who doesn't want to go there?
Yeah.
Another listener, you've said heels or flats?
Definitely flats, because I think if 2020 has taught us anything, comfort comes first. Although I am really looking forward to getting dressed up in like a cocktail dress and heels for some fancy party when lockdown's over.
Me too. When is that going to happen?
Soon, hopefully. Can we just like create a party that we can?
Yeah.
My mum is literally like, she's like, I don't care. Once this is finished, she's like, I am having the biggest party, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, yes!
A Bernie McCook party is always a good party.
Yeah, and Rachel, your birthday is up next, isn't it?
Oh
Yes.
Oh my god! In June. Hopefully by then.
We'll think of a
crossed.
theme. Oh, I know. Let's just hope, guys. Put it out there.
Yeah,
put it out there.
That energy
out. Another listener asked, Aoibheann, why do you not do makeup at the moment? Would you ever do it again?
I get this asked quite a lot. I actually answered a similar question in my latest YouTube video. I don't think I will ever do makeup on other people again. I find that really stressful. I think when you're being a makeup artist, you're not just a makeup artist. You're like a business owner, a marketing manager. You're managing your finances. You're taking appointment slots. It's just a lot to handle, Holly. I'm sure you know, because similar with nails.
Yeah,
Holly's like, talk to me.
Yeah, I feel you, sister.
It's a lot. So, and just everything else that comes with owning a business. So, any makeup artist out there or any beauty artist out there, I salute you, because it's definitely not easy. But I think I will get back into. I'm thinking of maybe getting back into like trying to do little TikToks and doing makeup, but they're actually so hard to do as well. Like once I like teach myself how to do them properly, I will definitely get into
that. Looks so complicated, those TikToks.
Oh, and I've tried doing them, and they are no walk in the park.
And like, do you know what else? Like you just said, even like, you know, you were your own like business owner, marketing manager, like you were everything. And like, I just think like sometimes people forget when they, you know, sign up to a service like that you're paying for people's creativity, their time. There's just so much more to it.
Yeah.
And like during this time, whenever people are out of work, like small businesses, beauty businesses, creative businesses, you know, remember those people. If you are in work and you can spare, you know, a bit of money to like maybe buy a voucher or do something like that, that's definitely worthwhile. Would you girls not say that's something?
Yeah, that's a really
very
good point.
important at the minute.
So even another listener wrote, snog, marry or avoid Trump, Johnson or Robin Swan.
Oh my
Boris
god.
Johnson or Robin Swan.
I was thinking there might be at least one good one in there.
Nah.
I'm going to have to avoid all. I don't date the government. Sorry.
I know, you can deport me to a foreign warm country if you wish.
Yep.
Be like, so darling, how was your day today? And he like, does this spiel about politics, and you're like,
nah.
Yeah, well, the sun was out today.
Holly's like, yeah, chocolate Brexit, chocolate biscuit.
Let's see. Next question. So this is the last question. Listeners want to know: do you feel the pressure to get the perfect picture?
Well, not to be perfect. The perfect picture as such. I mean, what is the perfect picture? It depends. Sometimes I don't give it to it. Like sometimes I'm just myself, and I'm like, do you know what? Like I don't care what people think, and like I'm me or whatever. Embrace your flaws and all the rest of it. But then other times it is hard. You know, I'm a girl. We're all like it. We do put pressure on ourselves. I freak out over when my skin is bad, which is always bad, but probably from stressing out from having bad skin, which gives me.
And you know, I love a picture whenever someone puts up a picture and they're just honest. They have no makeup on, or they have their bloated belly out. I love those. I'm like, yes, and I love you do you. And then I love people who have like the perfect picture with their makeup, their outfit. I love seeing all that.
Me too, Holly.
It just shows everybody's different, doesn't it? It shows off people's personality. But I don't know, you girls follow Emma Conley on Instagram?
Yes,
she's going out with Proudlock.
Oh yes.
She posted yesterday like a couple of photos, one after the other, in like a collage, and you know, she had like all different parts of her day. So she had like herself just like walking across the road, like she's beautiful anyway, like, but it was all these like, and like her tap and like, you know, her food. And I was like, yeah, that's like a snapshot into her life. Okay, they were like a bit artsy and she is gorgeous.
A
But I
bit
was like,
bougie.
yeah, but I was like, imagine if we all just did that, like did not care, just posted them. Okay, we put a filter maybe on them, or maybe we don't,
Yeah.
whatever. It was just really nice to see that. I was like, oh, I'm getting a clip into your day, and I like it.
And do you know what I love about her as well?
Gorgeous.
She had like she always posts roast potatoes on her feed. Like,
Yeah. I'm like,
I'm
that's so random. I love it.
but she gets
Can
away with
appreciate
that.
The two of them are just gold. For me, the two of them are just goals. I just
Yeah.
love them together. They just, like, the way that they just get on.
I love them.
Like, putting on music and just dancing together and, like, up
Yeah.
their class. They're really,
They're
really nice.
a great little couple. So Aoibheann, that's the end of all your questions.
Thank you.
Nick, you're welcome. So next week we are going to hear from you, Rachel.
Yay!
Oh my. Woo. So we're back this week with some more dilemmas. So the first one reads, loved your chat about the girls' holiday last week. Any advice for going away with a group for the first time?
Well, I've been away on 2 girls' holidays, and thankfully we didn't seem to have any extreme dramas. I mean, obviously there's going to be little, well, in our holiday there definitely was no dramas whatsoever, but we were very lucky that there was no extreme dramas, and I think that was definitely because of the company that we were with. So I would advise, if there's like friction between you and a friend, maybe to avoid going on holiday with them, or if you cannot avoid it, maybe just keeping your distance. If there's like a large group, maybe keeping your distance with that particular person, because you don't want to ruin it for yourself or for everybody else either.
Yeah. And a holiday can be quite intense.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
with each other 24/7.
Yeah.
So
And I think if it's your first holiday as well, you know, there is a pressure to spend every waking moment together. We
Yeah.
found that even, and we actually enjoy each other's company so much. So we were like happy to go with the flow, whereas some of the people we were with were like, we want to do this then.
Yeah. And we
So
were like,
it's
okay,
okay.
well, you go on ahead and do
Yeah.
that.
And that was a good piece of advice. Just like go and do your own thing. Don't be scared to, you know, break up for a day and go and do
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Yeah, definitely.
Our first holiday even was to Santa Ponza. And I do feel like it's worth mentioning for this listener, because it was our first holiday as well. We booked to go away as a group, and if you're from where we're from, it's a rite of passage, isn't it? You've been to go to Santa Ponza or to go to Magaluf. So our English listeners, it's the Irish equivalent of Magaluf, and for the Aussies, it's the equivalent to your schoolies. So we do it at sixth form whenever you're about 17, 18. So we planned and booked the holiday, and the night before I lost the plane tickets. I got put with the responsibility of them to guard them with my life, and literally they fell down the back of my dresser and I couldn't find them. Aoibheann had to come up and help me. We spent the whole night looking for these blooming tickets.
Oh my
Finally,
gosh.
remember we actually like emptied the bins, everything. Finally found them, and we had to go to the airport. So away we went to the airport.
Last minute.
Yeah, lastminute.com, hadn't slept. And yeah, halfway there I realised that I forgot my contact lenses and the makeup bag. Those are my 2 key items.
Honestly.
Thank God Aoibheann was there. She sorted me out with all things makeup. And
at the time, our makeup bags were exactly the same. Like we bought the exact same
Rimmel foundation, like the sun shimmer bronzer.
Yep, stay matte.
And like as for my contacts, I just had to go blind for a week. But the main activity was getting drunk, so
yeah,
it wasn't really that effective.
You were going to be blind regardless.
I know.
Blind drunk.
So a note for that one would be to pack in advance to stop such issues happening. You definitely need to. And then we rocked up to this hotel that would give Benidorm a run for its money.
Oh my gosh.
It looked like it should have been demolished years ago.
I'm pretty sure there's blood on the wall.
Literally. But we were like determined.
Holly's face.
Holly's like, I don't want to hear this, Rachel, honestly.
Yeah, I'm thankful that I can say I've never been to Santa Ponza or Magaluf, and I don't think I ever will in my life.
Whenever we rocked up to this hotel, me and Evan just looked at each other, but we were like, right, okay, we have to have a good time because everybody that's went before us, they had a great time. And off we went into this blood-stained hotel. And it was like, if you've ever watched the In-Betweeners movie, our holiday was as tragic as that one.
It was so funny.
Evan lost her phone. A friend nearly lost her toe at one stage. I lost my makeup bag. Another friend lost her heart. We rounded up the trip by losing Evan an hour before we were about to leave.
Oh my gosh.
And I woke up at 6 a.m. and the bus was at 7 a.m. We hadn't packed a thing. Evan was nowhere to be found. We found her 10 minutes before. It wasn't that.
By the way, just to clarify, I was still out.
I literally went out onto the balcony, was looking for it. Like, at the time, like, I was freaking out because I figured out at the best times. I was like, where is she? Where is she? Our other friend was like, it's fine. Evan come home with me that night. And then she was like, it's fine. I came in and took Evan out to meet our other Irish friends. Looks on the balcony and Evan's just sitting eating a cheesy chip on the side counter.
I just heard him. It was actually on the strip, but you could see our balcony from the strip, and I just heard like Evan, and I was like, oh hey, and you were like, come on.
She made it. We literally threw everything into suitcases. Just a crazy holiday. It just summed it up really. So I would definitely recommend pack beforehand. Bring a big bottle of toiletries each so that you haven't got 100 things. Like we had like 4 bottles of conditioner and 2 baby bottles of shampoo. Like, you know,
yeah, just share.
That part out.
I would have hated to see your room. I can only imagine what your girl's room looked like.
I know, it's like a bomb hit.
It was really bad. It was bad anyway to start with, but
it was bad before it started, and we weren't really ever in the room either because we were always like out and about.
Yeah.
But another thing was a first aid kit. My auntie made us up one evening. Do you remember? And we were laughing like, right, okay, you know, that's just like such a mum thing to do, like an auntie thing to do. Yeah. We used every single item in that first aid kit.
Literally.
So definitely bring one of them.
And make sure and keep an eye on your phone, because that phone, I literally, the Christmas before, I remember sitting in a restaurant with my dad begging and begging and begging, will he get me a phone, like a new iPhone? And he was like, no, and I was like, please, I swear I'll pay you back every month, which I didn't. And then when I came home without that phone, oh my gosh, it was so cross.
Even if you have like an old, you know what, like this is a perfect piece of advice. If you have an old phone, bring an old phone. Honestly, if it's going to be one of those crazy holidays, you know, you're not going to lose a £1,000 phone or something just for
this girl is probably just going on a relaxed holiday with her girlfriends. We're preparing her for like a big mad holiday.
No, because I only mentioned that holiday because I know the person who wrote in, and she's going to Santa Ponza.
Oh right, okay.
Good luck.
So that's what we said.
Another listener wrote into us and said, not the biggest problem, but I really miss having things to look forward to, like holidays, nights out, etc.
I know, like I can relate. I don't even know like the piece of advice because I'm with you here. I'm missing it so much.
I think you just have to like manifest that holiday or manifest that night out, like it's going to happen, and whenever it does happen, it's going to be the best thing ever.
Yeah. I know.
Just keep busy, and prepare yourself for that holiday. If you want to feel better in a bikini, do things that you will feel better. You know, you've got the time. We've never had the time to get ready properly. So this is our time, girls and boys, to get ready.
Blow up time.
The next dilemma reads, awful skin at the moment due to having to wear a mask. Any tips?
My personal tip is looking after yourself from the inside. I was going to mention this, Rachel, when you said you were drinking 2 liters of water a day. That's good fitness wise, but oh my gosh, the difference in your skin when you're drinking water is crazy. It's just like so much more glowier. And another one is vitamins. I take cod liver oil, biotin, and evening primrose oil, which actually helped clear cystic acne for me inside like a month. But I know that if you're going to take these vitamins, definitely like consult your doctor if you're taking other medication and stuff. But if you can take them, definitely do. And I really do think that, well, for me, they help. So hopefully they would help other people. That would be my tip anyway.
Yeah. For all of you out there that don't know, I'm a beauty therapist. So my skincare routine and facials, I find that so important. So I don't think there's one skincare brand that you should be following. I think every skincare brand has like a specific product that would be good for you, or they have a bestseller. So don't always feel like you have to stick to the exact same skincare routine and products. I have got hundreds of different products that I use for different days, different weeks, and I have got one product which is a godsend. So before my wedding, I was maybe a little bit stressed. My skin was probably breaking out more than usual. My mum actually noticed this, so she actually bought this little product for me, and honestly, I feel like it's the best thing ever. It is called Paula's Choice Exfoliate. So it's 2% BHA liquid exfoliate. It has that salicylic acid in it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it was a bit pricey. It was like roughly £30, but got it off Beauty Bay. Unbelievable. That is such a good one for spots, breakouts. Literally put a little bit on a little cotton pad, put it on your face. Next day, you notice such a big difference. That is the best product I've ever had.
We should put that on our story, Holly, so everyone can see it.
Yeah, definitely. There's
That's
the Ordinary as well, and I actually bought that as well a couple of weeks ago, and I've been trying it out, and it is actually really good. So I'll pop everything that I've bought or been buying recently onto the story, so everyone out there can see what we've got.
And like what you said, Holly, about the skincare routine, I was like, is it just me? But like my skin gets used to a product and it maybe won't work after a while. So I feel like I constantly have to change it up for it to work.
Yeah.
And
this is the best. This is the best time to be doing all this to your skin, because we all have the time. I know people are still working from home and whatnot, but if you do have the time, just really invest in your skin at the minute, because you probably will never have time for this ever again.
Yeah, definitely.
And obviously you can go a few days without wearing makeup because you're not going anywhere.
Exactly. That's such a big thing to be able to do. No makeup.
And I think in terms of masks, mask, it's a hard one, isn't it? Because I feel like with a mask, you shouldn't be re-wearing it over and over and over and over again. I'm sure loads of people are guilty of it. I know I kind of am as well. I got the little silk masks and I found that they were a lot less harsh on my skin.
Yeah.
But I do think they need to be washed a lot more than, it just needs to be washed a lot. It's like your pillowcase, they say, don't they?
Yeah.
Like specialists say you should be washing that constantly as well.
Especially if you're wearing makeup, because I don't know about you, but I wear my mask 2 or 3 times and it's chloride in makeup.
Yeah. And that cannot be good for your skin.
No.
So bad.
Probably don't re-wear your mask that often. Try and get them washed as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
The next dilemma, Aoibheann.
I want to start to be more active on my social, but the thought of talking on stories freaks me out. I'm so scared people will judge.
I think like people are going to judge you no matter what you do. Even you said about your YouTube and stuff. And I just think like if you don't just go for something, you're the only person that's going to be affected. And if you never try, you'll never know. And you know what, like even in terms of people judging, I just think sometimes people judge without even knowing that they're doing it, which isn't good, but at the same time, don't let that put you off. And from like personal experience, I know it took a lot for all of us to step out of our comfort zone by creating this podcast. But you know what, there are so many lovely people out there that just want to see others doing well. So at the moment, the good definitely outweighs the bad. And let us know if you do go ahead with your YouTube, because we will definitely be sure to subscribe.
Yep. And if you ever are worrying about other people, or if you hear about other people judging, like don't be scared to write to us, because we've been there. Like I've definitely been there, and I could help out. And definitely.
Yeah. And I feel like even in general, take like YouTube or any of those social media platforms out of the equation. Like if you're in school and, like it's different stages of your life, you experience it at different times. And people can be horrible growing up. People do judge and people do have opinions. But you know what? You just need to be strong in who you are, and just be confident that nobody else is you and nobody else has what you have, and that you are special and you are important. So just do not worry. Just go for it. And definitely do let us know if you're struggling, because we've always got an ear to listen.
Yep. Next dilemma is, I met a boy before Christmas and now we will not be able to see each other for the rest of the lockdown. Any tips? I think a Zoom date might be a nice idea. I don't think it would be as awkward as it sounds. What do you think?
I think it would be fine, because as long as you've got the good Wi-Fi, the good connection, there's no lagging or anything,
Yeah.
it would go smoothly. Because whenever you're on Zoom to the girls, you do feel like you are in the same room.
Yeah, I do. I the thought of it scares me a bit more, but when you're on, it's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think as well, if you could play games would break the ice a little bit. You know the way you could play games on House Party?
Oh yeah.
Like, I think that would be a really good icebreaker for a date.
Yeah, definitely. And you know that saying, good things come to those who wait.
Yes, exactly.
I just think, don't stress about what's not in your control. Holly, you say that all the time. Don't stress about what's out of your control. And just take the time to get to know each other. It takes you like months to get to know somebody, usually.
And it could be a story for the grandchildren that you've met during a pandemic.
Well, that's us. We have come to the end of this week's podcast. Episode 4. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. We've got some great content coming over the next few weeks, so make sure and subscribe to a channel of your choice to keep up to date.
So I seen a little quote this week, and I think it just rounds off what we've been talking about in this week's episode. So it says, surround yourself with people that push you to do and be better. No drama or mess, just higher goals and higher vibrations, good times and positive energy. No jealousy or hate, simply bringing out the absolute best in each other.
Yeah, that's so lovely.
That
Couldn't agree
definitely
more.
sums it up.
Positive year. You need your positive people.
Yep.
Yes.
We will be back at the same time next week, so make sure and tune in.
Make sure to follow us over on our social media pages to keep up to date with what we're getting up to during the week.
We know that things are tough at the moment, but take time for yourself, smash those little targets each day, and remember to take life as it comes. And at the end of the day, it is what it is.